Hello race fans, welcome here to Richmond International Raceway. Here we're running of the Toyota Owners 400 round number 9 of the 2014 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series season. It's a great, beautiful day here at the Richmond International Raceway under the lights racing. Everybody loves night racing here at Richmond. This is round number 9, 6 laps for racing for today's race. Starting in the front row, two drivers, two former champions. The 24 Jeff Gordon wins his second pole of the 2014 season alongside the number 2 of Brad Keselowski. Jumping right to row 2, Jamie McMurray lined up in third place, and there's the 5 of Casey Kane. He'll be starting in fourth. And running at the top 5 on row 3, two JGR teammates, Denny Hamlin and Matt Kenseth. Row 4, Joey Logano in the 22 and Jimmy Johnson in the 48. And running up the top 10 on row 5, Ryan Newman in the 31 and AJ Allmendinger in the 47. Now we're going to take you through the field to show you the rest of your starting grid, beginning with Carl Edwards. Three drivers did not make the field. They were the 35 of Tony Raines, 33 of Timmy Hill, and the 19 of Jeff Green. Coming into this race with the points lead, there are two drivers tied atop the point standings. They are Kurt Busch and Matt Kenseth. Kenseth is the tiebreaker, or would win the tiebreaker because he has 2 wins. Kurt Busch has 1. Greg Biffle, 3rd in points, Paul Menard, 4th, and Carl Edwards is 5th in points. Then 6th through 10th are Brad Keselowski, Casey Kane, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, and Kyle Busch. Jeff Gordon, can he win back from the pole like he did at Las Vegas? Now, Kyle Larson done that in yesterday's Nationwide Series race, but we'll see if they can do this. If Gordon can do the same thing here today in Richmond. That is all for the pre-race news. We're going to send it down to track side so we can get the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
Now the pace car will lead the field onto the racetrack so they can begin and complete their pace laps. As they do that, I'm going to step aside and come back and take you to the green flag. The Toyota Owners 400 about to go green when we come back to Richmond. So far in the first 8 races of the season, we have seen about 7 different winners. Those 7 drivers are pretty much set to be in the chase. The best one right now is Matt Kenseth. He has 2 wins. That's going to come down and take the green flag. Jeff Gordon will get us underway. As we go green, then one of Jamie McMurray spun his tires, and that's going to allow the 5 of Casey Kane to jump in behind the 24 and take 2nd away from the 2 car of Keselowski. McMurray still not really getting a good. It's kind of like, looks like he's kind of holding up the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Allows Kenseth, Johnson all to go by the one car of McMurray. Come out of turn 2. Jeff Gordon leads lap number 1. Casey Kane settles into 2nd. Brad Keselowski, Matt Kenseth, and Jimmy Johnson, your top 5. McMurray really holding up Denny Hamlin, who didn't really try to make a move. Now he looks to the inside, bringing Joey Logano with him. Ryan Vickers 3 wide. Carl Edwards is in the middle. Allmendinger up top. They are clean and green in the first 3 laps of today's race. Now we got a battle for the 6th spot, Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin. Keselowski's now jumped down to 5th. Kenseth and Johnson working on the 5 of Casey Kane for 2nd place. And Jeff Gordon is trying to pull away from his teammate as we have a crash on the back straightaway. Kevin Harvick has a lot of ruin damage on his Jimmy John's Chevrolet. Michael McDowell, and a lot of front end damage on the 34 of David Reagan on that Farm Rich Ford Front Row Motorsports. He has a lot of front end damage, and Harvick has a lot of ruin damage, and McDowell must have been the other guy involved. as they're trying to get in their proper position. Let's go back and see what put us under the yellow flag, including two of the drivers, Kevin Harvick, who is 9th in points, last week's winner at Darlington, and the 34 of David Reagan. Looks like it's going to start with the 4, Kevin Harvick. And let's see. Oh, he's going to get turned by his boss, Tony Stewart. Comes down into the 34, David Reagan. Casey Mears does a great job getting by through that on the outside, but Michael McDowell not so fortunate as he runs into the 4 car Harvick. And significant damage on the 34, David Reagan. Let's go back and see about Stewart's. See how much he got into the 4. Rather, it looks like he's trying to get on the inside, but it looks like he's going to get a little bit too much on the left rear corner panel of the 4 and just takes him out. I'm sure Tony will be volunteering to fix that 4 car as the owner of that 4 car, Tony Stewart, takes out one of his drivers, Kevin Harvick, and that's pretty much ruined his day along with David Reagan. And Michael McDowell got some damage out of that as well. No pit stops under this yellow flag. All drivers are staying out. And we should be going green with about on lap 9. And let's give you a top 20 rundown. Jeff Gordon, your leader. Casey Kane, Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson, and Brad Keselowski, your top 5. Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Brian Vickers, Dale Jr., and Austin Dillon, your top 10. Jamie McMurray is back to 11th. Carl Edwards, Ryan Newman, AJ Allmendinger, Kurt Busch, Paul Menard, Greg Biffle, Eric Almirola, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Kyle Larson. And Gillen, Kyle Busch, Allgaier, Truex, Boyer, Stewart, Michael Annett, Cole Witt, Josh Wise, and JJ Yeley. Then Travis Quapple, Alex Bowman, Marcus Ambrose, Casey Mears, Lenny Castle, Dave Blaney, Parker Kligerman, Ryan Truex, Michael McDowell, and Kevin Harvick. And Kane and Kenseth both got a great jump on the 24. They're going to gang up on the 24, Jeff Gordon. But now the 5 stuck on the outside as Kenseth and Johnson looks to be inside. So first to 4th possibly for the 24 of Jeff Gordon. We can tell you that the 34 of David Reagan has took his car behind the wall. Kenseth now looking for his 3rd win of the season. Johnson now in 2nd. Gordon trying to move back by the 5 of Casey Kane. And here comes the 22 of Joey Logano, 11 of Denny Hamlin, 3 of Austin Dillon. And Logano looks like will be going by Kane off in the turn 1. Also, we can tell you that the 13 of Casey Mears is on pit road at Geico Toyota. So problems for the 13 of Mears, who is 19th in points, and it's been a really a solid season for that 13 car, and they have now just transported that 13 car behind the wall. So something amiss with the 13 of Casey Mears. Kevin Harvick, we saw the damage on that 4 car. He's now made his way up to 34th. Sorensen, Kligerman, Castle, McDowell, Blaney, and Ryan Truex. And here comes the battle for the lead. Jimmy Johnson to the inside of Matt Kenseth for the lead. Looks like Johnson will take the lead off turn 2. Kenseth fighting back on the outside, trying to get the momentum off turn 2. Looks like Johnson will clear Kenseth off to turn 3. Casey Kane's been jumping back ever since the restart. After he made that bold move, he got a bold move. Got stuck in the middle, then went on the high side and fell back. So that's Keselowski in the 2 car. And there's Carl Edwards in the 99. Right now running up the top 10. Ryan Vickers is almost outside the top 20. He restarted inside the top 10. There's Greg Biffle, Clint Boyer, Justin Allgaier. And go back up to the front. Johnson has pulled away from the 20 of Kenseth. is a 24 Jeff Gordon, 22 Logano, and a 3 of Austin Dillon. But what a run! What a well-needed run so far for the 48 Jimmy Johnson. Johnson right now is 23rd in points. Only really good highlight to his season has been a second place finish coming at Fontana when he finished second with Ryan Newman. Let's look at the fastest lap of the day set by the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Second, Matt Kenseth. Actually, Kenseth and Edwards has the exact same lap. There's Dave Blaney right now running in 40th in that unsponsored Rennie Humphrey team. 19 laps are now almost complete here at Richmond. Matt Kenseth and Jeff Gordon, Joe Logano, and now Austin Dillon, who's been really good on these short track races this season, go back to Bristol with leading the race while had a tire go down and had to come into pit road, and that pretty much ended his day. At least of getting a good finish. But now, right now, he's up here in the 5th place, and he's having a really good run right now. Austin Dillon, 22nd in points. And Jeff Gordon, right now, he's 20th in points. Right now, Matt Kenseth would be your points leader. Let's take you through the field and show you who is where. Johnson, your leader, Kenseth, Jeff Gordon, Logano, and right now Dale Jr. trying to take 5th place away from Austin Dillon. It looks like he will do that. Dillon will be 6th, Hamlin, Edwards, Keselowski, and Casey Kane. That is your top 10. Then Almirola, Stenhouse, AJ Allmendinger, McMurray, Menard, Kyle Busch, Vickers, Boyer, Kurt Busch, and Ryan Newman. Kyle Larson, Allgaier, Biffle, Gillen, Truex, Ambrose, Stewart, Yelly, Cole Witt, and Alex Bowman. Kevin Harvick, Reed Sorensen, Michael Lynette, Lanny Castle, Josh Wise, Parker Kligerman, Travis Kvapil, Ryan Truex, Michael McDowell, and Dave Blaney. That is where the top, those are where the 40 cars that are remaining in the race are at. And we saw when Johnson was coming out of turn 2, we saw the 40s starting to reel in the rear end of the field. The 77 of Dave Blaney, 19 seconds behind the 48 car right now. Blaney is going to have to try to see if he can stay on the lead lap. He's about a 7th place. Carl Edwards in the 99, driving by the 11 of Denny Hamlin for the 7th spot in that Subway Ford. Carl Edwards. And Brad Keselowski right now running in 9th place, 6th in points. First race this season, Alliance on board that 2 car, and we got an issue with the 14 of Tony Stewart. And his season struggles continues as he just came out of pit road. Tony Stewart, 29th in points. Ever since this season started, that 14 car has not had nothing but bad luck, and that's what he has that's what he's having now once again. As the 48 driving by the 77 of Dave Blaney to put him 1 lap down. Tony Stewart went 2 laps down in the 14 car. Now next guy about to go to the lap down is the 95 of Michael McDowell. Then Ryan Truex. Now Kenseth has to go on the outside to get around the 77 of Blaney, holding him up. Looks like Blaney's not. Looks like he let Johnson go by, but looks like he's not going to let Kenseth go by. Running on the inside lane, which is really going to hurt these guys. And there's Johnson stuck behind the 83 of Ryan Truex. That will slow him down a little bit. Jeff Gordon now in 3rd. Still running in 3rd. Joe Logano 4th, and Dale Jr. They are your top 5. We're going to go to a little commercial break as Ryan Truex, Michael McDowell, Tony Stewart, and Dave Blaney are off the lead lap. Casey Mears and David Reagan are in the garage. Jimmy Johnson is the leader, and we'll be back in just a moment. To Richmond, Jimmy Johnson has pulled out to a 2.6 second lead on the 20 of Matt Kenseth. as he's now jumping by the 83 Ron Truex. Jeff Gordon is still third. Joey Logano and Dale Jr. are still your top five. Carl Edwards has made his way up now to sixth place. Austin Dillon, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, and Casey Kane are your top 10. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., AJ Allmendinger, Kyle Busch, Paul Menard, Ryan Newman, Eric Almirola, Brian Vickers, Marcus Ambrose, Kurt Busch, and Kyle Larson in top 20. Josh Watts now going a lap down in the 98. Next up would be the 26 of Parker Kligerman, making his third career start in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Driving the 26th for Swan Racing. There's the job of making his Cup Series debut, Alex Bowman. And about this guy up here, Kevin Harvick, who started 40th. He's now 32nd. As Johnson will go by Kligerman to put him one lap down. And these guys are not letting the 20 car get by. They're holding up Kenseth, but not holding up the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. That's got to be getting that 20 car very agitated right now. And the thing is, he's not really trying to make a move. I mean, he's just running behind the 32 Quapple. Last couple of laps, Jeff Gordon's has to be a little bit quicker than the 20 of Kenseth. Now Johnson got around Alex Bowman. Now he's getting around Kevin Harvick. See, he's not really having an issue, but we're gonna watch the 20 of Kenseth to see how he gets through some of these cars up here, like Kligerman and Bowman. Now Reed Sorensen in the 36 trying to stay on the lead lap. There's Cole Witt, Michael Annett, Landon Castle. Kevin Carter, JJ Yeley running in 27th in this unsponsored. This is a fourth car for Front Row Motorsports as Jamie McMurray came into pit road. It's a problem for the number one of Jamie McMurray right now. McMurray 16th in points. Got someone else coming in down pit road. Kevin Harvick and that Parker. Yes, it is Parker Kligerman on pit road, and we got a lot of guys on pit road. Scheduled pit stops are now coming. With about 20 to go, Matt Kenseth, Jeff Gordon, Carl Edwards, Joey Logano, Casey Kane, Greg Biffle, Old Castle, and Kligerman made contact, and there's the 40 of Johnson Jr. So we can get out of here. Right now, your leader right now is being shown as the 47 of AJ Allmendinger. And Kyle Busch is second right now. First car off pit road, the 24 Jeff Gordon. At least he'll get in front of the 20 of Kenseth. There's the 48 of Jimmy Johnson getting his service done. We're going to watch the 48. And I think, well, they just went by the 48, Jeff Gordon, Matt Kenseth, they all went by the 48 car. So, I don't know if that would be for a spot or what. They are showing Jeff Gordon, all these guys in front of the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. So he must have had an issue there on his pit stop. Right now your lead in this Johnson currently running 26, so something went wrong with the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Your leader though is now the 24 of Jeff Gordon. There he is right here. He is your leader. Second is the 88 now of Dale Earnhardt Jr. So what a pit stops has really shaken up the field now. Some cars are trapped a lap down and trying to find what happened to the 48 of Johnson, as he must have someone must have dropped a lug nut or something. But 26 is now where the 48 car is, and that's been their season. Jimmy Johnson 23rd in points. Looks like he was going to win this race, dominate the race, but it looks like that's not going to happen here today. Alex Bowman one lap down in the 23. Also one lap down on Reed Sorensen Josh Wise, Travis Quapple, Ryan Truex, Dave Blaney, Kevin Harvick, and the 95 of Michael McDowell. Now, something with this pit stops, guess who this benefits? The 14 of Tony Stewart. Now, the 14 with those fresh tires are now 10th right now. But the question is, can he make it on field? Another guy who had issues on the pit stops, the 99 of Carl Edwards. He's now 30th in that 99 car. So, Carl Edwards and Jimmy Johnson had issues, but this has really turned out to be a good thing to happen to the 14 of Tony Stewart. There's Carl Edwards on the inside of Martin Truex Jr. And Gordon has got in heavy traffic behind the 26 of Kligerman. Gordon tries to make it 3 wide. Watch out. Gordon stuck in the middle. Now that's going to pull the 88 of Dale Jr. to his inside. Gordon battling the 30 of Cole Witt. Here comes Matt Kenseth. He'll get in the mix. Side by side for there goes the 88 of Dale Jr. riding the inside lane. And here comes the 20 of Kenseth. And now Jr. looks to the inside of Cole Witt. Gordon will drop in behind him, block the 20 of Kenseth. The question is whoever has the best car, I believe, is going to win the race out of these 3 guys. Not far back, the 22 of Joey Logano. He has one win this season coming at Phoenix. And a 3rd win for the 20 team of Matt Kenseth would put him in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. The top 16 with the most wins are going to be the guys going to the chase. And Dale Jr., who has had at least 2 wins get away from him. Go back to Daytona, leading the race. Gets passed by Kurt Busch, gets held up by David Reagan. And it costs him the win in the Daytona 500. Go back to Martinsville, leading and dominating the whole entire race, leading 48 of the 50 laps. Ran into some slower cars as they were crashing in the front straightaway. Ran to the back of one of the cars. I believe it might have been a 34 Reagan. And that win went to the 20 team of Kenseth. That was the 78 of Truex going 1 lap down. Here's Carl Edwards. He's now made his way up to 27th. Johnson has worked his way up to 23rd, and a lot of frontal damage on the 47 of AJ Allmendinger. So Johnson's now up in 23rd, and he is really. We got trouble. I just heard Eric Almirola involved along with the 95 of Michael McDowell, and that's going to probably bring out the caution flag. Yes, it does. Boy, will this change everything. So that will give Jeff Gordon, Matt Kenseth at least one more shot to try to get the win from the 88 of Dale Jr. And there's no lap course in front of the 24, so 24 will be on the back bumper of the 88, or I'll say landing. They're going to put Landon Castle in front of Jeff Gordon, which is going to make it even worse for the 24. Don't know why they won't put them at the tail end of the longest line. I guess they're too stupid to do that. Let's go back and see what happened to the 43 in the 95. The second time today, the 95's been in a crash. Riding aboard with the 43 of Eric Almirola. Looks like he's going to drop in a little bit too hard. He's going to end up turning the 95 around. He's going to end up spinning, losing his car as well. But I really don't think that's really a need for a caution. Almirola was running 13th and McDowell was running back in 40th. So 95 car was pretty much in the 43's way. So let's see. Alright, we're going to be going green with 3 laps remaining. Dale Jr. is your leader, Jeff Gordon second, Matt Kenseth, Joey Logano, and 5th place will be Austin Dillon. Denny Hamlin 6th, Casey Kane, Ricky Stenhouse, Brad Keselowski, and Paul Menard. Tony Stewart, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Greg Biffle, Ryan Newman, Marcus Ambrose, Clint Bowyer, Kurt Busch, Ryan Vickers, and Eric Almirola. McMurray, Allgaier, Johnson, Allmendinger, Gillen, Edwards, and JJ Yeley, the 27th course on the lead lap. Everybody else a lap down or more. Dale Jr., can he hold on? 4 to go from Richmond. There goes the 24 Gordon. That, I don't know, that right there, putting Castle in front of the 24 Gordon is right there. It looks like going to take the win away from the 24. Now Logano and Kenseth battling for 3rd place, bringing Austin Dillon in the mix as well. Gordon's quicker than the 88 a junior. He is closing the gap very quickly on the 88. He'll have one more lap. I'm trying to make a pass in the 88. A Dale Jr. They'll come in on turn number 4. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go. Jenny looking for his first win of the season. The 24 Gore looking for his 2nd win of the season. Will Gordon lay back and help his teammate get the victory, or will he go for the win? He lost the win at Daytona. He lost the win at Martinsville, but coming out of turn 4, Dale Jr. will win the race at Richmond. Jeff Wood will be coming home 2nd in that Exalta Chevrolet. 3rd will be Joey Logano. Austin Dillon getting a top 5. So does the number 20 of Matt Kenseth. And here is a look at the official results here. Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, all the way down to Casey Kane, Tony Stewart 11th, Ryan Vickers, Paul Menard, Marcus Ambrose, and Clint Bowyer, Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson, Almirola, Ryan Newman, and Jamie McMurray. Jimmy Johnson 25th, looks like he was going to win the race, but not today. Kevin Harvick 38th, 1 lap down after that crash earlier in the race. Casey Mears did not finish the race, neither did the 34 of David Reagan. Next week, the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series and the NASCAR New Sword Series head out to Talladega Superspeedway on our 1st or 2nd Superspeedway race of the season. Until next time, here comes the celebration screen for the 88 Nestor Gord Chevrolet, Dale Earnhardt Jr.